tonight, which we almost had to do. And just to be able to talk to somebody here that can represent the people that live out here in this area, in Washougal. I know Camas has represented this area, but that's Camas, and I'd like a Washougal person to be on that board if possible. And I'm sorry, I did not say that I'm 303 Love Street, Apartment 4.
Thank you, Barbara. Anyone else from the public wishing to address the council?
Hello, Don Bolin, 32934 Southeast 20th Street. I must admit, I was going to come and be silent tonight, but I got to tell you folks, one thing you do is every time I'm going to a meeting, after the meeting I have something to say. I recognize that our city is an unchartered city. That's correct, isn't it?
We are a code city, not a charter city.
So we have things we have to do. But last week I found a little frustration in talking with the Home Society, what we were going to do, what we're going to give. And what it led me to believe was, well, first of all, I like the fact that we're unchartered because it gives you folks some flexibility. On the other hand, I think we need guidelines. Because the last meeting I was sitting here, and you folks were discussing a lot of things, but I thought if there was clear guidelines or a mission statement of what the Swiss city was supposed to do, you wouldn't spend your time deciding, is this appropriate, isn't it appropriate? That would have been discussed. You would have spent your time on what you're going to do. So, although I haven't seen your charter for what your jobs are, I decided that's wrong. I think it's probably more important that you decide what it is our city's supposed to do or supposed to be responsible for. And I think that would be best done by a mission statement. My next area, and I would certainly endorse these people, on the transportation appointment. I think we do need the influence, and certainly the presence there. At the last meeting, though, I was a little concerned again because we were talking about whether or not we should have new blood or somebody that was had experience in doing it. My requirement would be that you have somebody that's flexible, also that doesn't have a hidden agenda. And one of the examples used was, I think, could be wrong, a good example was Jean Harris. If there's any person I would think would not be a role model for being on the board, she would be the one to pick. That's all I have to say. And depending on what you have to say,
we may see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bolin. Mr. Rothschilds.
Good evening. My name is Mike Rothschild. I live at 736 Sunset Ridge Drive in Washougal, and thank you for allowing me to speak again. I'd also like to talk about the Children's Home Society of Washington. I sat and listened 2 weeks ago tonight at the City Council meeting and listened to the debate of the City Council, and it was evenly split between for it and against it. And I have it here in the paperwork from last week, 2 weeks ago at the meeting, the official paperwork, and it has to do with the base rent. Apparently, if I understand it right, it's a city building, and the building would be renting out the building for $1 for the whole calendar year, starting January 1st, 2011, through the whole year, which would, of course, be well below fair market value. And I was interested in some of the debate that went on, and I was especially interested in what our councilman, Mr. Shoemaker, said, if I understood him right, and please let me know if I didn't understand you right, because I don't want to say something that you didn't say, but if I understood him right, he said that this is not even, this area here of this kind of leasing out this building to this organization the services are critically important, of course, but Mr. Shoemaker said that this is really a function of the county, Clark County, and not the city. He said it's actually not even legal, according to the state constitution, for our city to be involved in this. And it just struck me, listening to this, that I remember one of the main justifications for the drastic increase in our sewer and water rates recently was that, well, it's a state law, it's state mandate, that we have to follow the state. Well, if it's state law that we shouldn't be leasing out this building to the Children's Home Society for $1 a year, it seems like there's a very big double standard here. And you know, maybe I'm not looking at it right, but that's the first thing I thought of when, you know, listening to this debate. As it turned out, you know, I didn't stay for the vote, but apparently it was evenly split in the city council, so then our mayor had the deciding vote, and it went towards doing this because Jennifer McDaniel wasn't here 2 weeks ago. That's why it was a split vote, and then decided by the mayor. So anyway, it just bothers me a lot to see that there is this kind of double standard, it seems like, as far as following state law. If we're going to follow the state law about these mandates to which led to drastically increasing our water and sewer rates, we should also be following the state law as far as not be leasing out the building for $1 a year. So anyway, that's really all I have to say on this, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rothschild. Just to make sure and correct a couple of items, it is legal by state law. The state allows us to, in effect, gift public funds and services for the needy and infirm, the poor and the infirm. In addition, another piece that plays into that with you having left early, wouldn't have heard later on, the property was actually purchased and improved with a CDBG grant that was directed just towards those types of services and having that building available for those services. So, in effect, I'm not even sure how much of city funds were actually used for the purchase and the renovation of that building, but I've got to believe that the majority of it came through that CDBG grant in order to put that together and renovate the building for that use. So.
Okay, yeah, I was basing this, of course, like I said, on the debate that I listened to with Mr.
Understood.
Shoemaker and going back and forth. And like I said, I didn't stay for the vote and what you were talking about, but I appreciate the explanation of this. So I just want to see consistency, and apparently if you were following state law, I give you credit for following the state law. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other members that would like to address the council this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will go into council comments. Oh, excuse me, consent agenda. Consent agenda this evening, we've dropped item number 3 down to the regular agenda. Consent agenda this evening consists of the council minutes of the December 20th, 2010 City Council meeting and the regular AP claims in the amounts of $141,384.47.
Mr. Mayor, I ask unanimous consent that the consent agenda be approved as read.
Seeing no objections, so ordered. Council comments? Councilman Russell.
Yes, Council, tonight I bring before you an addition to Section 2.04.050, which is the language on appointments, the responsibilities and the jobs of the appointment committee. Since this was established in 1990, the rules for the appointment committee, or the